I've heard it said that an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Is that really true? I don't think so. Not saying that cure is worth more than prevention, not at all, okay? But what I'm saying is there's a problem with the word prevention. I mean, we just say these things so casually and just like no big deal. It's just casual conversation, but I like to just stop and think things through a little bit. So let's think it through. What is the focus of prevention? I mean, what is it that you're trying to prevent? Let's say you're trying to prevent a cold. You don't want to catch a cold, okay? So your focus is on preventing catching a cold. So then your behavior is designed to avoid anything that you believe might cause you to experience a cold. But here's the thing, how do you know it's going to cause it? So you start wiping down all of your counters, make sure you wash your hands all the time. You keep your kids locked up or whatever. I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I'm just saying that you're going to behave in a way to try to avoid something that's almost impossible to avoid, considering where you catch a cold from. Okay, so it sounds kind of stressful, and isn't stress kind of a leading contributor to a lot of health problems? So here's my point. Prevention is still focused on what you're trying to avoid. It's a focus on what you don't want. You're trying to prevent XYZ, and XYZ is something you do not want to experience. So your whole focus is on XYZ. Now, if you've been around a while, you've heard that what you focus on grows, where energy goes, energy flows, something like that. What you think about, you bring about. The more you focus on something, the more likely it is to show up in your life. All those sayings, right? And we don't really question all that stuff. But here's the thing. Prevention's a focus on what you don't want. So if you're living a life of prevention, how can you avoid what it is that you don't want if you're so focused on it? So what's an alternative? So we can't just rip on something and then not provide an option. Here's the alternative. When you're focused on what you really want to experience, and you're making decisions and choosing behaviors that move you in that direction, what do we call that word? What is it that we're trying to do towards the goal that we're trying to achieve? We're promoting it. We're promoting it. You're promoting that function. Trying to prevent disease is not the same thing as trying to promote health, right? People take blood pressure medication and blood thinners to prevent a heart attack. But what are they doing to promote normal, healthy heart function? I mean, they might be eating salt-free food, which of course has been proven to not be of any consequence in heart disease, but whatever. Let's, for sake of conversation, their diet is designed to prevent a heart attack instead of promoting healthy heart function. You might still be eating the same thing, but your focus is on what you don't want instead of what you do. And does it make sense that your focus might affect how you feel? If you're focused on what you don't want, how do you feel? If you're focused on what you do want, how do you feel? See, even the questions have a different tone. If you're focused on what you don't want, how do you feel? If you're focused on what you do want, how do you feel? You see, promoting what you want will move you in the direction of your goals and your desires. It will help you achieve what it is that you want to experience. Whereas prevention is like trying to run away from the bad guy. It's like trying to run away from the rabid dog. Okay? Oh, I'm trying to prevent from being bit. Promotion is like, turn around, punch that sucker in the nose. Okay? If you want greater health, if you want greater vitality, you got to demand it. You got to promote it. You got to be focused on what it is you're trying to accomplish. And then your decisions and your behavior need to move you in that direction. Not looking over your shoulder like, oh, I'm trying to prevent this bad thing from happening to me. It's like, who cares about that? Bad things are going to happen. Okay? Life will eventually kill you. Sorry. But you got to focus on what you're trying to promote. I don't do anything to prevent disease or health conditions. It just seems to me like it's a complete waste of time. And, there's a lot of people in history who said these type of things. I think there's this called the prayer of St. Francis of Assisi. He talked about where there was something negative, I want to sow something positive. Mother Teresa, from what I understand, she was once quoted as saying, or at least she was invited to march against the Vietnam War. And if I remember correctly, she turned it down, stating that if you have a march for peace, let me know. I'll be first in line. But she wouldn't march against the war. She wasn't interested in focusing her energy on what she didn't want. She was more interested in focusing her energy on what she wanted to create. So another way of looking at it is I see prevention as a reaction, whereas I see promotion as a creation. It's a different focus. Now some people are like, oh, it's just semantics. It's just the way you're playing with words. Okay, fair enough. So let me ask you some questions. Would you rather be smart or just not stupid? Would you rather be wealthy or just not poor? Or would you rather be healthy and well, or would you rather just not be sick? They're different, okay? Like, let's say this is healthy, okay, and this is sick, all right? So you don't want to be this, so you're okay with this. But what if you have levels of health like this high, and this is sick down here, right about here, okay? So not sick is here, all right? So this is as far as you go. So I'm preventing sickness, so I get to here. Now I'm not sick, I'm not in pain, things feel good, this is it, this is all I got. Well, I'm saying no, this is what you could have. But if you're focused on this, okay, trying to avoid sick, then you're not focused on that and going that direction. So if you want greater health, you got to demand it, you got to focus on it, you got to promote it. A lot of people are not living up to their potential because they're always trying to avoid sickness, symptoms, and disease. Everything is about avoidance rather than promotion and demand, because that takes decision, it takes commitment, it takes willpower. It's uncomfortable, it's hard to do. That's why the reward is so fantastic. You get that sense of accomplishment because you focus on what you're trying to get and you push for it and you get it, and it's like, woohoo, all right, next level, let's go. But prevention is just, oh, thank goodness I didn't have that bad thing happen to me. Whew. That's it. That's all you got. So that's my point. I'm not a fan of prevention. I'm a fan of promotion. I'm placing demand on the system to actually achieve what it is you're trying to accomplish. So I would say quit trying to prevent all these problems and start promoting what it is you want to see and watch how things transform for you. So, hi. Again, I'm Dr. Brett Franson. Just want to share a couple thoughts with you there, and hopefully it makes a difference for you. All right? Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.